Good morning. Welcome to Options Standard. It's Saturday, November 2nd, 2024. We're taking a look at MJ. This is the ETF that I'm going to use for marijuana stocks. It's much more diversified. Some of those out there trading are using MSOS. Let me know in the comments if you feel that that is more of what you want to see, more of the pure US stocks, but this one has a lot of the larger multinational stocks, marijuana stocks in it. So let me know what you think. Considering doing this once a week. So again, let me know if that's what you want to see, and then we'll continue doing it. All right. So we're going to go through MJ on multiple time frames, starting off with the monthly down to the 65-minute. Same thing as when we do the US stocks, the stock market. All right, so we're looking at a very long-term generational buy, in my opinion. At this point, we're looking at, if you just take your basic indicators, your MACD, RSI, and slow stoch, we have the MACD with a monthly positive divergence, huge divergence with in a traditional sense, a bullish falling wedge. Okay, so we have the RSI in much nearer terms. We have the positive divergence 3 peak there, or 3 trough, I should say, positive divergence. So put it up arrow there, and it's coming back at this point. So, with the weakening, the pullback here, we need to consider, is this an impulse wave? Is this some sort of leading diagonal? Or is this a bear flag to where we get one more move to the downside? So both of those are viable options. I do think that the end is here, but we're already in a oversold area in the slow stoch, and clearly it can go there for some time, but we'll be looking for a buy signal here. In the near term, we have decisions coming up for changing the schedules in the US and whatnot. So good opportunity to buy here. And even if it's lower, just buying the stock itself, you have a 7% dividend. So, you get paid to wait. All right. So after this breakout here, we're back underneath the 8 EMA. That's our trend indicator. So kind of in a bearish stance, and you see where the candles reject each and every time. So we have to really get above there, and it's also directly with our 20 moving average. So the trend is down and momentum's down at this point. So the big question is, are we going to have a higher low? We have a high, potential higher low, and we have to get over these moving averages in order to start getting bullish. So what happens if we make a new low? we'll have this wedge. This wedge will expand, and we'll still have the same setup. So this is this question. So on the next time frame, we'll look and see where the support is and where we think that might occur. If it does want to go lower, we'll look to see how that might look. Okay, on the weekly time frame, here's the wedge once again. This is a smaller wedge that kind of broke out there, but now we can expand it because we got a new low there. Broke out from it, back tested, and went higher. So can we count a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move, and then an AB expanded ABC? That's how I'm looking at it. And just digging in a little bit deeper, again, we're in a bearish stance. We're underneath that 8 EMA, but we're really trying to hold these lows right here. So we're gonna consider, let's put a box here. This can be our support. Okay, so I know we have a little bit of room left to the upside, and we can probably move this in 2 different ways. You're gonna put it right there, then you have these resistance there, support, and we're holding on to this support here. But I would argue that this is much more important. So we have a little bit of room if we decide to break down a little bit more to around the 295 area. That's a big support there. If we break this 295, then it appears that we're going to make a new low, and then we can redraw our charts and really, buy into some more of this opportunity. So pulling back out here, we're going to look at the Elliott wave picture. And with this picture, I'm going to do different time frames over time, but just in the big picture right now, we're looking at the beginning of this move. When this came out in 2016, we have our initial wave down as an A. We had a 3-wave move up for a B, and we think C, the wave C, has occurred. It's somewhere down here, a red C there. And then we have a 5-wave move impulse for that to end. Now, again, the question is this a bear flag? And we're going to break down further, or is this done? So that would mean this is a 1-2 setup at this point, and we're pulled back to the 78.6 retracement from this entire move from low to high. If this is the high, this could be considered the high as well, with this being an ABC down. Okay, so it's not going to make much of a difference in the retracement, but we're back at that 786, and you see how it's holding up really well at this point. So very important, and that's a beautiful 1-2 setup. And let's go ahead and put that in there, and then we'll zoom around down to the lower time frames. Should be a little bit quicker at this point because there's not much else going on. So we have a 1 potential. And remember, Elliott wave is speculative, so it's just giving us a visual of structure. And then we would look for wave 3 to be clearly much higher. And there's going to be more market structure forming, a positive market structure forming in this indicate. So this initial measured move, if we take our extension from the low of wave 1 to the low of wave 2, that would be our first initial move for wave 3 possible at the $6.59. But I don't think that's the case. I think that we'll get lower degree positive structure that will make these extend these out a lot more. So this initial move could clearly easily be up to this $11 right here at 361.8%. When this becomes legalized in the United States, I do believe that things are going to pop really, really fast, and that will allow companies and banks to use transactions with credit cards and such. At this point, it's just a cash business. So let's go to the daily. On the daily time frame, you see the same kind of setup really happening. It's a falling wedge, and so this is our setup one more time. Another falling wedge at this point, and we're back down to support, and it's also just a back test of this wedge. So at this point, we're oversold. We're again oversold in the slow stoke, and as soon as we get this move above the 20, we'll have another early buy signal. But really, we've been just kind of wasting time here in a neutral position. I do think this is a good setup, and again, if we start falling and breaking from this wedge, then it's just really likely that we're gonna make new lows. We're coming so close to the election, and the push for legalization and the change with the DEA in the United States for legalization is going to, I think, be a big catalyst for this ETF and all the stocks in broadly. Okay, so here we were triangulating, and we popped out of that triangle, and we broke back down. There was some news about the DA pushing their rescheduling at this point. So I don't want to bore you too much with that. Just in a technical stance, we're still making higher lows here, and we're starting to make higher highs in the very near term. So that could really change things, and we'll just be looking at this trend line underneath here, you can redraw it in a couple different ways if you use the wicks or not. But just know that higher low, higher low, higher low. And if we keep that going, this could really pop. Then you can consider these 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and that will continue this move up a lot further in the near term, likely even tripling over to that $9 to $10 to $11 area that we were just talking about. So that's what we have here. Thanks for joining us at Option Center. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.